Warning, the following video has rants. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello ladies and gentlemen, how are you going? Screezilla here and I hope you're all well, and welcome to Fail Thunder. This is a video on the state of War Thunder at the moment and just how absolutely broken it is and unbalanced and shit the gameplay is, to be brutally honest. So look at our team here. We have 84, F4U6, A1, the reward here, AM1, 84, 84. We have a B29, a B24, we have a Tempest, and a word, come out, work, brain, switch on. Wow, my brain's gone completely dead just from rage. Mustang, that's the word I'm looking for. There we go, finally got it. And we're against the Axis. We're against the Italians and Germans. We are of the British side. I am flying my Tempest, trying to get some SL and RP in it because I want to do a video on the Tempest and the Fury. I've got this lovely Pakistani words. Pakistani camouflage on it, Pakistan Air Force, and that will come apparent later for the video if it ever actually comes out, because if I ever get a game that I can actually play in. Now, you'll see the length of this video, and that doesn't constitute the length of this match. The length of this video is, well, I ramble and rant for 3/4 of this video. It's not gameplay footage. Yes, this is an absolute failure of a match, and again, it is a failure because Gaijin do not give a shit about balance. The issue is the AD4, the AD1, the AM1, the A2, the Sky Raiders, the F4U6A1, everything. The attackers for the Allied side at this BR are effectively able to win a match with impunity and win it very quickly. You can see up here the actual length of this match. You can see how long it's going to last. You know what's going to happen in this match because you've had it happen to yourselves. Now in this match we've got a B29 and a B24. They're going to manage to get one salvo of bombs off. The JU-288 and JU-188 are going to come in and drop a couple of bombs maybe, but they're not going to be able to do anything to effectively counter the actions of the enemy planes. Meanwhile, those planes have a repair cost that is double, triple that of the attackers, which are effectively winning this game on tickets before a fighter can even get close. Bless the bombers down there, trying their best to fight the masses of unclean attackers down there, which aren't squadded up in the most part. There are a couple in a squad. There's sort of 2 squadrons of them, but they try to actually get some attacks in, but they can't. You can just see where the first fighters are coming in right now. The RE-2005, which is an amazing fighter, has not even reached the attackers yet, and the game is effectively over. I've not even reached those attackers yet on my team, and the match is over. All of the enemy fighters dive on them, of course, because, well, they need to actually win this match, but they can't, because the match is now over. It's ridiculous. The fact that attackers are so overpowered and so, well, able to win a match with this ease, while bombers are so heavily penalised for effectively the same crime which they cannot commit with such ease, is beyond a joke, Gaijin. This needs to be fixed. Anyway, let's go to the end results. So yeah, bombers are the problem in the game, of course, Gaijin. Let's just look at that quickly. Look at the bombers. Look at how much they did in that match, and yeah, look at all our fighters. Yep. So, as you saw, that was a fantastically fun match where, of course, the unbalanced, completely fine attackers won the game for us. Let's just quickly have a look at these attackers, because This is something that really, really bothers me. And one of the reasons I play War Thunder less these days. First of all, this thing. Max repair cost. 2,320 lions. Let's just look at the loadout quickly. So, 20 HVAR, 2,000 pounders. 2,000 pounders, 8 500 pounders. 2 torpedoes, not that great. 20 HVAR, 2,000 pounders, and of course 20mm guns with ground penetration of 30mm, capable of destroying most light targets with ease. So you get a squadron of these, which is 4 players, and that is your match over. Of course it is a premium, so you don't need to unlock things. So this plane effectively wins the game. This plane is balanced by being a premium. Let us look at the non-premium options. The AM1, the AD2, the AD4. So the AM1, AD2 are 5.7 and the AD4 is 6.0. Now in that match there was a 7.0 plane, and you may have noticed there was also a few sort of much lower planes as well, because was there actually any AD2 ones in there? And there was a B29, so it was 6.3 at least. So I don't think there was any actual AD2 ones in there, but we had AD4s and AD2s and AM1s. So the AM1, for instance, modifications, of course, it carries an ungodly amount of ordnance. 12 HVAT rockets and 1 2,000-pound bomb. 2 Tiny Tims, 12 HVARs. As you can see, a lot of rockets and bombs. Now, of course, this isn't premium, but the first thing you'll unlock, of course, is the HVAR rockets. So you've got 12 rockets with 36mm penetration. Not the best rockets in the world, but they will do fine on light targets. Next, you can unlock the bombs, 500-pound bombs, which aren't great, but you've got 3 of them. And then you can have 3 of them with HVARs, as well as 20mm guns with good penetration. So again, on maps like France, where there's a lot of light armoured targets, the match is over within minutes. The AD2, the repair cost of the AM1, 6,000 lions, that's stock. The AD2, 6,000 lions. Modifications, HVAR, 2,000 pounders. You get the idea of the ordnance layout. They carry a lot of bombs. These actually carry enough bombs to take out a base. They carry enough ordnance to take out a base, but of course it's much better to take out targets on the ground, because of course that loses tickets quicker, bleeds the tickets. And then of course the AD4. And the AD4 of course has an ungodly amount of ordnance, as well as carrying lots of weapons. And 56 FFAR Mighty Mouse rockets. That's enough to pretty much win the game. With 290mm of penetration, as well as a decent mass of explosives, these things are enough to basically win a match on their own. So you see the problem, because generally there are at least 2 to 3 attackers in a game. For the Allied side, around 6.0, 7.0 to 5.0. This makes flying a fighter almost useless, especially if you're the Axis side, because you can't do anything to defend against them. Because they get the interceptor spawn, the attacker's spawn point, they can dive and get to their targets faster. Now let's compare these vehicles that can win a match within about 4 minutes of a match starting to their bomber counterparts. We'll compare them to the same BR levels. So we'll use the B29 and the B24. I know it's not the same BR, the B29, but a little bit higher because it's got a very capable payload. But it can't win a match that quickly. So the B24 Liberator carries 8,000 pounds of bombs, which is enough to take out 2 bases, which you would need a squad of 4 of these and at least about 3 trips to the airfield to win a game. So you can't do it instantly. B29, on the other hand, that can be done, especially when you're carrying the big loads, 18 1,000 pound bombs. Obviously, that's enough to take out a fair chunk of a base as well as an airfields. You can take out all the airfields in about 20% of an airfield, I think, or 15%. If you're in a squadron of 4 of them, obviously you can decimate the enemy team. However, it will take around about 6 to 8 minutes, depending on the map size. Repair cost, 47,000 SL. Repair cost, 11,000 SL, so double that of the Sky Raiders. Yeah, that's balanced. Good job. Let's compare that to, say, Germany's efforts at that sort of range. So for the Axis, obviously, you've got the HE-117, which is a very big bomber. Repair cost, 68,000 lions. Bomb load. Generally, you go with the free £1,400. Sorry, not the split second. Sorry, you go with the 4 1,000-pounders, and that's enough to take 2 bases because they're wing mounted, so they double drop the first lot. Sorry, 3 bases. Sorry, I got my maths wrong there. 3 bases. A squadron of these can't take out an airfield in one go. They can get close, but they can't take it out. So, compared to a plane that can win a game in under 4 minutes to a plane that can't win a game unless it does 2 passes, there's a big imbalance here, isn't there? Russia. We can look at Russia, for instance. Obviously, the Tu-4 is going to be the closest thing that they've got, and then you've got the Su-6 IL-10. So the IL-10, obviously, is something you think, well, that could probably do it. No. It's got an okay payload, but it doesn't have enough rockets. It's got the guns to do some damage, but it's too slow. It's too slow, too heavy, too chunky. And the Su-6 as well suffers this issue. It doesn't have the ordnance level that the Sky Raiders have. It's got a good ordnance level, but it's not going to win a match instantly levels. The 37mm guns are decent. They will take out fairly hefty things. As I say, they've got a lot of penetration, but you've got to be very good to aim with them. You've got to have a decent target on there. Now, if we look at the Tu-4, the repair cost of those planes, 4,000, 5,000, 5,000, well, 3,000. We'll go up a little bit with items, obviously. Tu-4, 31,000. Okay. Let's look at the modifications of the Tu-4, of course. Obviously, a lot of bombs. 8 1,000 kilogram bombs. Now, a squadron of Tu-4s can just about take out a base, but it's very unlikely because they're 7.7 and thus they're fighting jets constantly and don't survive long because they get intercepted pretty much constantly. Britain, the closest thing we got in Britain that's going to compare is probably the Wyvern. The Wyvern has a very good loadout, not anywhere near the American offensive loadouts, but you've got 6 decent rockets in the RP3s. The Mark 1s, you've got 16. Sorry, I said 16 rockets that can do a fair amount of damage. You've also got the 20mm that can do a fair amount of damage, but you're not going to get the same amount of ground kills with that kind of plane. For our attackers, which is our attacker line here, we have things like the Brigand and the Hornet, which mostly rely on guns. They have a fairly okay payload, but it's nothing compared to the Americans. Plus, these things are better heavy fighters, so to say. So, the British have nothing to counter it. What about bombers? Well, we've got the Lancasters, we've got the Stirlings, which, 5.0. Lancasters, we'll go with Lancasters. Lancasters have a very good payload, obviously. With the payload bombs, you've got the very heavy bomb load of 14 1,000-pound MC bombs, which have a slightly higher yield in their explosive mass, which means you can drop 3 on a base to kill it rather than 4. And with a squad of Lancasters, you can conceivably take out an airfield. That's possible. So the repair cost for the Lancaster is 12,000. 10,000. Lincoln, 12,000, which has a higher payload as well as slightly better guns. So, yeah, it completely makes sense. Gaijin, it makes complete and utter sense. It just works. So, what about other countries? Well, Japan has nothing. Japan is effectively screwed for ground attacking / bombers. You've got the G8N1, which has enough to take out pretty much 2 bases. You've got the 800 kilogram bombs, which just about take out a base, if not do. But they're very low. You've only got 3 of them, plus you're a very easy target. China, obviously, is basically, look at Russia. Italy, not great for ground attackers at that BR. You've got great fighters, but unfortunately, they cost too much to fly. Repair cost, almost 50,000 SL. Repair cost, 20,000 SL. It's gone down slightly for 2,000. G55 series, where are we? G55 series 1, 21,000. But the plane that has got speed to counter it, 48,000 line repair cost, which is ridiculous. As for bombers, you've got the P108, which have enough to take out a base at their BR. You need 2 of them to do it, and you need to be using the 100 kilogram bombs, but it is possible. Good bombs, good plane, but at that BR, you do get shot down a lot. It's not the best. Plus, it's, repair cost not that bad. This is a completely different BR level we're talking about as well. So again, nothing really that you can use to counteract. The only things that can counteract those planes are effectively too expensive to use. Look at the German issue. France. Not really anything that you can use. You've got the PBY-42, which again has a 10,000 repair cost and is generally quite weak. You do have the AD4, however. Now, the French AD4 does have a very good loadout of ordnance. However, it doesn't have the same amount as the American one. Obviously, it's slightly different rockets. But again, French squadron can do some serious damage to tickets. They've got some good attackers, but, they're pretty limited. Nothing really to counteract it, but France is generally going to be fighting with America. And in Sweden, nothing really that close. The A3s don't have that much ground ordnance. They've got enough to, get you some good bits and bobs through the game, but they're nothing too special. They're more focused on air-to-air combat. So, how do we fix this issue? Well, first of all, we stop these from having an air spawn. They're attackers, yes, but don't give them an air spawn because they're effectively broken. Secondly, put their repair cost up. That's how you balance bombers. Why isn't the AM1 a $40,000 repair cost? 40,000 SL repair cost? Well, simply because it doesn't kill enemy planes. The way Gaijin balances everything is with enemy plane kills. That's why the TARs and the G56s are just so ridiculously expensive to fly, because they're extremely good planes for air-to-air kills against bombers and heavy planes that can't really fight back. So they suffer immensely, but they can't really do anything in a match because they can't get to the target quick enough. So that's my rant over and done with today. Just really disgusting. It's literally impossible to play this game sometimes. My rant has gone on longer than the actual game itself by almost 3 times. I was actually doing a video trying to get some footage for the Tempest and Sea Fury, just going for a little bit of a history video on them, but it's so hard to grind in this thing because you end up being put on fail teams that win the match before you can even get close to an enemy fighter. You saw I was trying to dive into the furball there and try and actually get involved with a fighter, try and shoot something down. I didn't have time because I climbed like an idiot. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, nerf ground attackers, really. They need to, and they won't because people will whine and complain and bitch about it. But they're ground attackers, not bombers, so nobody cares. Alright, until next time, this is a very grumpy Scree. See you next time. Bye-bye.